Welcome back to GOATIVATION. Today we're going to be ranking the top 10 wide receivers in NFL history. Before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe. And if you disagree with any of our picks, make sure to comment your list below, and let's have a GOAT debate. At number 10, we have Steve Largent. Largent played 14 seasons for the Seattle Seahawks and was the first Seahawk to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame in 1995. He was neither tall nor fast, and he wasn't drafted until the 4th round at pick 117. Despite his relatively poor build, he was a touchdown machine and arguably the greatest wide receiver ever when he ended his career. At the time of his retirement in 1989, he held almost every noteworthy receiving record, including most receptions, yards, and touchdowns by a wide receiver. At number 9, we have Michael the Playmaker Irvin. Irvin played with the Dallas Cowboys for all of his 12-year career. He led the team in receptions for a record 8 consecutive seasons and was a key piece of 3 Super Bowl winning teams, including back-to-back championships in 1993 and 1994. Irvin's playing career was cut short by a spinal injury, but he has been incredibly successful as a sports broadcaster and analyst. At number 8, we have Julio Jones, who played 10 out of his 13 seasons with the Atlanta Falcons. Jones is 6'4", 220 pounds with a 4.39 40-yard dash, giving him a massive advantage over nearly every corner he played against. Jones holds the record for being the fastest player in history to reach 12,000 receiving yards, doing it in just 125 games. At the age of 35, he is very close to the end of his career, but he played for the Eagles in 2023 and is a free agent headed into the 2024 season. At number 7, we have Cris Carter. Carter played 12 out of his 16 seasons with the Minnesota Vikings and has a team record for wide receivers, playing in 188 games. During his career, Carter had 8 consecutive seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards, and he led the league in receiving touchdowns in 3 different seasons. In 1999, he was named NFL Man of the Year for his charity work helping underprivileged children. At number 6, we have Marvin Harrison Sr. Harrison played his entire 13-year career with the Indianapolis Colts, and he owns 28 franchise records, including career receptions, yards, and touchdowns. He led the league in receiving twice, with a 1663-yard season and a 1722-yard season. Harrison was famous for his inspirational quotes and has been able to inspire his son, Marvin Harrison Jr., to follow in his footsteps, as he is expected to be drafted early in the 1st round of the upcoming 2024 draft. At number 5, we have Larry Fitzgerald, who played his entire 17-year career with the Arizona Cardinals. Fitzgerald is known for having some of the greatest hands in NFL history. In fact, he had more tackles than drops, dropping only 29 passes out of 2,100 targets. In 2008, he led the Cardinals on a legendary playoff run, recording 546 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. 127 of those yards and 2 of the touchdowns came in the Super Bowl. However, despite Fitzgerald's impressive game, they were not able to secure the win. At number 4, we have Terrell Owens. Owens played 13 years, the first 8 being with the 49ers, who drafted him in 1996. After that, he bounced around the league playing with the Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, and Bengals. Despite having a reputation for being a bit of a troublemaker, no one can deny his ability on the field, as he currently ranks 3rd all-time in receiving yards and touchdowns. Owens showed his toughness in Super Bowl 39 by playing the entire game on a broken leg and was still able to catch 9 passes for 122 yards. At number 3, we have Randy Moss. Similar to T.O., Moss played 8 seasons with the team that drafted him, the Minnesota Vikings, and then bounced around the league playing with the Raiders, Patriots, Titans, and 49ers. In 2007, Moss was a key piece of the New England Patriots team that went undefeated until their very last game, losing in the Super Bowl. During this season, Randy Moss set a record for most touchdowns by a wide receiver with 23. He has also tried his hand at acting, appearing in the legendary football comedy The Longest Yard. And since retiring, he has become a successful broadcaster and analyst. At number 2, we have Calvin Johnson, also known as Megatron, who played 9 seasons, all with the Detroit Lions. Johnson had one of the most impressive wide receiver builds ever, at 6'5", 240 pounds, and a 4.35 40 time, making him practically unguardable. Johnson holds the record for most receiving yards in a season with 1,964, and he has the second most receiving yards in a game with 329. Despite not being a very outspoken or flashy player, he was always open, even when double or triple covered. This made him one of the greatest of all time despite his relatively short career. And for the greatest wide receiver of all time, we have none other than Jerry Rice. Rice played the first 16 years of his career with the San Francisco 49ers, before finishing his career with the Raiders and Seahawks. The three-time Super Bowl champion and one-time Super Bowl MVP had the greatest wide receiver career ever and still holds the NFL record for most receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. Rice also has the record for most touchdowns in a Super Bowl with 3, having done it twice, in Super Bowl 24 and 29. Rice had a 4.7 40-yard dash. However, despite that, he was able to become the GOAT of receivers with his high football IQ and incredible route running. Comment your top 10 below if you disagree, and make sure to like the video and subscribe for more great videos.